Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Are you ready for Friday? That's the golden question, and it's shaping up to be a fantastic forecast for it, on top of it being the end of another work week. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, live here from the Room to Room Weather Center, and we are tracking comfortable and dry conditions heading into our Friday. That's our big headline heading overnight and into that Friday morning. Drier conditions moving in. Hope you enjoy the rainfall, because it seems like that's the best bet that we'll have over the next several days. But noticeably cooler for our Friday, and that starts Friday morning. We'll look at those low temperatures here in just a minute, but as my wife was saying, it might be worth noting, we might need the long sleeves tomorrow morning, at least for a couple of hours before that heat really starts rolling in. And are you ready for some football? I know I am. Our game of the week is tomorrow night, Battle of the Waves. We're going to have a look at that high school football forecast and our college football forecast. So if you're heading out to Starkville, Oxford, or your local high school to watch your team play, you'll want to stay tuned, because we'll have that full forecast breakdown here in just a couple of minutes. Let's start with the first 12, and yeah, you see the dry conditions already in place. 11 p.m., 68 degrees towards that morning commute. It doesn't show it right here, but somewhere in that 5 to 8 a.m. threshold, we're talking low 60s across North Mississippi. So and to give you perspective, we were in the upper 60s, low 70s earlier on today. So that's what we mean, a noticeably cooler forecast, but luckily that drier forecast still sticking around for our Friday. Mississippi Live Weather Radar will have to cycle this back about 3 hours for you to see the last of those showers. Moving on there through Itawamba County, Webster County, and then that tried to stick around. It's a little engine that could there towards Choctaw County, but became the little engine that could not, because it didn't last for too long, already dissipating out and leaving us with drier conditions into our Thursday evening. So again, I say, I hope you enjoyed the rainfall. And we got a decent bit today. As you can see right here, several notable locations that got about 1/2 of an inch there towards Union County, New Albany, down there around Pontotoc, and up there around Alcorn County with just over 1/2 of an inch. I do see, did I get it? I see a yellow. I see a 2-inch there towards the northeast part of Boonville, just south of Highway 72. And then Itawamba County coming in with about 1/2 of an inch as well. Down there's a little engine like we were talking about, 1/2 of an inch there around Webster County, close to Vardman. It was just a great forecast for additional rainfall, and nothing severe out of it as well. So we knew going into it, no strong storms were expected, no severe weather was expected. This was just going to add to what was already a significant dent in that drought monitor, and continuing to enjoy what's left of it as those showers clear on out. Now, what we're getting right now is we have this significant frontal boundary that, I mean, it's been the driver of the forecast the past several days. Now starting to transition a little bit more east into the Atlantic, carrying those rain chances with it. But we have this low that's developing. It's more of that upper level low that's developing right up there towards Tennessee and the Carolinas. Now, what happens right here is you start to get this wraparound moisture. It has this counterclockwise motion to it, and that's where we get the moisture right around the heart of that L, that low, and that's where we could get a few pop-up showers over here towards northwest Alabama, and possibly, I don't really expect it at all, northeast Mississippi, right along the state line. Again, those chances 1 to 2%, not exactly overly high, but one that we're going to continue to watch, especially for northwest Alabama. But that's the extent of where that moisture goes. Here you see 10 p.m. Those last little showers are starting to clear on out and into those overnight hours. High pressure dominating, and yes, that high pressure all the way out there. Here's a look at your ridging pattern, and we're getting that right over here in North Mississippi, and that's going to bring in some of that drier continental air, which is cooler as a result. So heading into your Friday morning, what to expect? Well, there's where those showers are residing. Let me zoom in just a little bit right there towards the northern halves of Alabama and Mississippi. Right there towards Florence, Russellville, Haleyville, and Gwinn. That's where we're getting a few of those showers. It's showing a few pop-up showers over there towards Calhoun County. Let me tell you why that's not believable. Where are these winds coming from? And they're coming in a pretty strong momentum. And we're talking that northerly wind component, which is typically drier, and that's going to keep us dry for that forecast on our Friday morning. And these showers that are even trying to move in there towards North Alabama. Again, those chances don't seem as extensive as what it's showcasing on Futurecast. So meteorologist Maggie McCauley will be walking through those rain chances, but I don't foresee all too much action for our Friday morning. Now into the afternoon, the potential for a few pop-up showers from Huntsville to Russellville, possible. But again, not overly high on those rain chances. I would have that primarily sitting around the Huntsville region for our best chances of those showers, and even those scattered at best. The next 24, 63 degrees around 6 a.m. I told you there was a low 60 in there. And then as the day goes on, temperatures do warm up with all of that sunshine, but you'd expect it to be warmer with how sunny those skies will be. Fortunately for us, it'll be sunny, but it'll continue to be cooler, not warming up too much. Low 80s there by the afternoon. I mentioned the northerly winds, 5 miles an hour to 10 miles an hour as the day goes on, so pretty breezy conditions, but that's just going to make it feel even better as we go about our Friday plans, and especially our Friday evening high school football plans as well. That's one of the things we'll be tracking here in the Room to Room Weather Center is that football forecast for high school and college, and we'll walk through those low temperatures as well, because I know a few teachers and students heading out the door tomorrow that may need the long sleeves. So we'll look through that forecast in more detail coming up on Mississippi Live Weather in the next 60. Bear with me one moment.
At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want and the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, it was an action-packed Thursday afternoon for some of us as showers worked their way through the region. So weather watchers, we asked and you answered and you gave us some great photos all across North Mississippi. We're going to start with weather watcher Maggie in Boonville showing, I know we have a football forecast, but there's European football. I see some soccer nets right there, but I know what all of our eyes are drawn to, and it's this beautiful rainbow encompassing the entire sky. I think that's a full rainbow actually, but it really tells a deeper story than that, because look on the east side of town. A lot of those showers starting to transition out, and then what's left is blue skies. So we're enjoying those drier conditions already pushing in as those showers started to clear out. So that front taking all of that moisture with it and leaving us with a beautiful forecast with some beautiful colors up there. Now, I want to say this is one of my favorites I've seen in a while, and reason why is because this is such a unique rainbow that's tied right next to the rainfall. It's almost parallel to it. So it's a very unique makeup for that rainbow, and it was just quite a spectacle to see. There was Terry in Charleston, Mississippi, so not too far down the road from where we are here in Tupelo, but I mean, it's not Charleston, South Carolina is what I meant. It's not too far away. Don in Tupelo, speaking of Tupelo, a decent downpour over here. Walked outside, saw a few raindrops on my car, and it made a smile come across my face because we need that rainfall so badly. And I know for a lot of folks, they were feeling the exact same way. Denise in Belden, this looked like a pretty menacing sight, but fortunately more bark than bite, not exactly anything too significant that's reaching the surface. If anything, this is more of a collapsing thunderstorm, and that's going to dissipate out pretty quickly, and it did over there in the Belden community. That's not our last picture. We have one more, and this is Regina in Baldwin. And let me tell you why this is one of my favorites, because it just summarizes our day. As you can see, we had those showers that created these puddles there on the ground. We did have the drought monitor come out today, so some of these dry conditions with that brush there in the distance. And then on top of that, you can see the clouds clearing on out, but making way for beautiful clear skies that'll set the scene for a dry forecast moving forward. So this picture does it all and summarizes exactly that. And you can check out these pictures and much more on my Facebook meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and you can see this in full action. But I mean, weather watchers, you did your thing today. Great job. I want the same thing for meteorologist Caleb Edelblut tomorrow evening as well. So that was over there in the Baldwin area. That was one of those showers that worked their way through the region. But as of right now, taking a live look there in Adeton, beautiful conditions. I can see some stars up there. I can also see some cloud cover. So there's a little mixture of clouds and clear sky, but those clouds will work their way out and make way for a beautiful clear sky for our Friday. 72 degrees right now in Adeton. Same thing in Greenwood, Dew Point around 66. 24 hours ago, it was around 72 to 74 degrees. So that drier air already working in place, and that northwest wind can be seen right there, about 3 miles an hour. So slowly but surely cycling in that drier and cooler weather. Batesville, 66 degrees right now and cooling off still. Some of that partly cloudy conditions lingering in the area, but overall we're going to be enjoying a beautiful night into a beautiful Friday. And I just love that skyline right there, getting to see it all in action. Mississippi Live Weather Radar, like I mentioned, have to go out back several hours to get any of that action, but that one that worked through Choctaw County gave folks a little bit of a startle as a random pop-up shower moved through the region. I mean, that is not a big shower whatsoever. We're talking about a couple miles wide at max, but overall, it's just been a beautiful evening, and I've seen several folks just roaming around downtown Tupelo enjoying these beautiful conditions. So as we take that futurecast into those overnight hours, you still see those dry and clear skies. That's even by 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. I mean, you name the time frame, we're still seeing those same conditions stick around. We talked about why these showers are just not exactly believable in the forecast, that northerly wind really driving our forecast. So with the northerly wind, drier air prevails, and that's just not exactly an atmosphere that's suited to produce some of these pop-up showers. I was saying low 60s for some parts. What if some areas were upper 50s? Does that sound nice to you? It does to me. 59 Oxford, 58 Holly Springs, Senatobia, and Water Valley. Rest of us, 62 in Tupelo. Hey, I'm not complaining at 62 degrees. 64 Columbus, and same thing down there towards Macon and Aliceville. So your school day forecast, if you're heading out and about and you need, you're more of a cold-natured person, aka Mrs. Maynor, grab that long sleeves tomorrow morning. 62 degrees at drop-off, 75 by lunch, and that last bell, 80 degrees. So not exactly going to be a hot forecast towards the afternoon, but it is going to be slightly warmer than our morning, enough to shed the long sleeves and be able to enjoy a little bit of that short sleeve weather for a little bit longer. I mean, we are in the fall season, so seasons will start to transition. Friday morning, again, staying on the drier side, as you can see, a few of those showers that wrap around moisture, as we call it, trying to get into northwest Alabama, but even if it does, very light in nature, so not exactly going to be impactful, and we stay on the drier side throughout our Friday and into those Friday high school forecasts as well. So 12 p.m. here you see, again, trying to get there towards Lamar and Marion County, but these are going to be strong winds. I say strong, 5 to 10 miles an hour, which is still a little bit breezy, and that's going to keep our forecast dry, drive a lot of that moisture south into the east, and keep our skies filled with sunshine even into those evening hours before sunset happens, setting the scene for another great week of high school football. High temperatures, 83 Amory, 82 New Albany, 79 Holly Springs and Boonville, 82 around Cleveland, and 85 there towards Greenville. So yes, it will be warming up, but not anything like what we saw this time last week, because last week I believe it was still in the 90s, might have been mid-90s. Either way, I was out there and it was a hot forecast, to say the least. So 78 by pregame, not a shabby temperature to be at whatsoever. 72 by halftime and 66 by that final snap. I've been telling people it might be enough to have that warm gear ready just in case, because 66 degrees to some is a little bit too cool to just be in short sleeves and shorts. So again, prepare accordingly, and you know yourself better than I do, so dress however you need to dress. But sunshine and clear skies should be seen all game long, so don't worry about any rain delays. We will be good to go at 7 p.m. Now 9 p.m., still with those dry conditions, and those conditions really get even better into those overnight hours because a large part of that cloud cover is now driven away off there towards the east with that cold front. So keeping with that forecast into our Saturday morning keeps with those dry conditions. If you can't get out Friday, Saturday is still available and still producing great conditions. So there's your day to get out and about, and honestly it should shape up even better than Friday, and I say even better just because it'll see slightly more sunshine. That sticks around for your lunch hour, even into the mid-afternoon when peak heating takes place. And as we wrap up our Saturday, I mean, you guessed it, dry conditions. And this will be perfect timing for our football forecast. We'll take a look at that here in a moment, but you get the idea. It's going to be perfect, as perfect as it can be. 81 degrees Holly Springs for Saturday, 83 New Albany, 85 Houston, 86 towards Macon. So a degree or two warmer, but again, right around our seasonable average. So no complaints here about that forecast, and we will continue to enjoy those great conditions. LSU coming to town in Oxford to take on the Ole Miss Rebels. Kickoff, 80 degrees, 82 by halftime, and 77 towards that final snap. Sunshine going to be prominent all game long. So if anything, and I need to ask my wife because she keeps up with the UVs. If anything we need to worry about is the UVs as the game goes on. Might give you a little bit of a burn if I think Matt would get a burn. I don't know. He always tells me that he's fair-skinned, so who knows? But just bring sunscreen. Again, you know yourself better than I do, so do what you got to do to prepare for these games. I'm just giving you the forecast. You can decide how to use it. And Tennessee, another ranked team coming here to the North Mississippi area, taking on the Bulldogs at 3:15, 82 degrees first play, 81 by halftime, and 77 by that final snap. Yes, it's going to be clear skies all game long, and temperature-wise, with it being as sunny as it is, It's not bad whatsoever. Low 80s to start the game and wrapping it up in the mid 70s. Hopefully, as we get those post-game celebrations in, it should be a good forecast for that. But we just got to win the game, right, Bulldogs and Rebels? Alabama heading to Georgia, taking on the Bulldogs in Athens. 76 degrees first place, 72 by halftime, and 68 by that final snap. Noticeably cooler, but the reason why, look at game time, 6:30 on your Saturday. So whenever night hits, it usually gives you an advantage to cool off rather quicker. But looking at that first play forecast, 20% chance of rainfall. This is dialed back from what we looked at 5 and 6. So hopefully that remains on the drier side of the forecast. But either way, we need a big win. Last time it was a rainy forecast on the road. Alabama didn't exactly do the best, but it's a new game, new opportunity, and I know Crimson Tide fans are excited to have a new opportunity to get a little bit more respect than they got that week 1 game. 82 degrees by Friday, 84 Saturday, and 86 Sunday, so your weekend forecast, like I mentioned, as ideal as possible. Low temperature is going to be starting in the upper 50s, so might warrant a long sleeve. I wore a sweatshirt this morning, and I'm unashamed to say it, because it was a little bit too cool for me, and it was in the low 70s, so prepare accordingly. 87 by Monday, 86 by Tuesday, still with those dry conditions by next week. We are continuing to monitor the tropics for any impacts we might have by midweek next week, but latest model runs, again, having it move over there towards the Carolinas, but keeping eyes on that into that extended forecast. No immediate impacts here, but we might get some of that wraparound moisture giving us some isolated showers by midweek. But as of right now, we see dry conditions, and that remains in place as we get into midweek next week. Let's not focus on midweek, though. Let's enjoy what we have right now, and that's a beautiful forecast for your weekend. I probably said beautiful a bazillion times, and that's probably an understatement there. But that's me trying to get the forecast to you guys and let you know that it's a great one. Get out there and enjoy it. You can track those latest weather conditions using the Mississippi Live Weather app, essential for those Friday night games to tell you if any rainfall is nearing the area so you can prepare accordingly. Pop that umbrella if people ask you why. Well, hey, you show them the app, let them know, and then we're all staying prepared, right? Well, either way, however you want to use it, let them know temperatures tomorrow, because that's really going to be the story with cooler conditions, and we're just so excited to do that. Battle of the Waves tomorrow evening, and we will have those highlights coming up at 10 p.m. We will also have live coverage from that community-wide tailgate at 5 and 6. All the more reason to stay tuned to Mississippi Live Weather on your Friday night. Like I mentioned, that broadcast schedule, I said 5, 6, and 10. We're also starting with our morning broadcast at 6:30, 7, and 7:30 with the very latest on what to expect with your day ahead. Meteorologist Maggie McCauley will have exactly that, so you guys can stay prepared. But we're excited about this weekend, and I hope you guys are too. Have a great night, and we'll see you bright and early.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
Kissing a star.